tuning in. Well, you know, a lot of people, they bang on about the 1980s, don't they? How brilliant it was, and oh, I love 80s music. I mean, you see lots of profiles on dating sites, even any sites. I love 80s music. I grew up in the 80s. Well, I can sum the 1980s up with one word. Shit! That's what it was. Yeah, what was good about it? All the strikes, all the riots. I mean, look at the strikes, eh? All over the place. I mean, look at the miners' strike, 84, 85. Went on for about 1,000 fucking years, didn't it? Then you fucking riots. You had Toxteth, you had Brixton, you had Handsworth, you had Broadwater Farm, you know, you had, not forgetting of course, the 1989 poll tax riots. Thank you, Margaret Thatcher, you fucking old bitch. I mean, she reigned all the way through the 80s, didn't she? Running the country into the fucking ground she was. Up until 1990 when John Major took over, and he was fucking just as bad. Unemployment was through the fucking roof. I could not get a job in the 80s at all. Yeah, I was on various government schemes. Obviously I went on to me YTS. Waste of time. Then you had other schemes, you had employment training. Extra tenner we used to call it. Because that's all it was, on top of your benefits. Waste of time. I mean, in 1982, the country was that fucking bad. Yeah? Unemployment, all the rest of it. We decided to emigrate to South Africa, Johannesburg. We lasted about 15 months. Come back to England. None of us liked it. My mum and stepdad wasn't getting on. They got divorced eventually in about 1984, I think, 1985. Yeah, I was constantly fighting with me mother and me sister. You know, because he'd fucked off, thank Christ. And it's just me sister and me mother then. My mother, she eventually kicked me out of the house, so I had to fend for myself. Yeah. In the middle of winter, that was. It was up to here with snow. Yeah, terrible it was. And then you've got the music. The music. Music started a rapid decline during the 80s. Oh yeah, went right downhill. All these superb bands, right? I'm not going to go through them all. During the 70s, churning out excellent fucking albums, right? Bands such as, I don't know, Queen. I'm not a big fan of Queen, but they did some quite good heavy rock songs and albums in the 70s. As soon as 1980 come along, they just turned into a pop group. Same with Heart. Now I've got all of Heart's albums from 76, Dreamboat Annie, up until 1980, right? And then in the 80s, they turned into a pop band. And then you had the Stranglers. Brilliant band during the 70s, between 77 and 79. You know, very angry band. I mean, I've seen them. Yeah, 1980, they just completely changed. Gone was the heavy bass lines. Gone was the attitude. Gone was the angry vocals. I just lost interest. I mean, Golden Brown come out. I mean, everyone thought that was about baking cakes. It was about fucking heroin, you donuts. Then Judas Priest. Excellent albums between 74 and 78 or something. 1980. British Steel was released. And since then I've lost interest in Priest. Never again. They turned into a stupid, crappy heavy metal band. I mean, British Steel, right, that album, had three hit singles off it. And if that's not bad enough, the B-sides of them 3 hit singles were also on the album. I mean, you had Living After Midnight. What a load of shit. Breaking the fucking law. My God, rubbish. And then the ultimate, shittiest Judas Priest song in the fucking solar system, United. Give me strength. They were a good band up until then. You know? Japan. Their first 2 albums, 1978, 1979, were brilliant. Very, very new wavy, very, I don't know, different. 1980 comes along. They release Quiet Life. And they completely changed their image and the sound. They turned into a new Romantics band. Don't get me wrong, I still like that stuff as well. But Stockachen and Waterman, for crying out loud. Fucking bastards. That's when sampling come out as well. The charts just turned into a big barrel of diarrhea in the 1980s. Everything about the 80s was crap. I mean, yeah, I'm going to get comments on here from younger people than me. Because I'm 45, I'm going to get 35-year-olds or whatever. Oh, I like the 80s. But they're too young to remember the turmoil, the upheaval, the fucking disastrous... I mean, the IRA, they were bombing everybody to smithereens willy-nilly all the way through the 80s and all. These people, they'll be too young to remember all that. All the shit. You know? They'll probably look back and listen to shit like, I don't know, Aha and Wham and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, it brings back memories. Yeah, it brings back memories for me too. Of how shit the charts was. I mean, when was the last good song in the charts? 1981? 82, and that's pushing it. I mean, fucking Pete Waterman. I'm a pacifist. I don't really like violence. I mean, I was violent in my 20s, but I turned my life around. But if I ever see him, honestly, I would murder him very, very slowly, and I would thoroughly enjoy it. And then, when he's dead and buried, and I get away with that murder, because I'm clever, I will visit his grave every single day and piss all over it. That's what I would do. Because he's responsible for all the fucking shit music in the 80s. Or I wouldn't even call it that. So, I mean, you know, for me, it was a decade of fucking sorrow. I don't know how else to put it. The 70s was good, yeah. I mean, I more or less grew up in the 70s, not the 80s. Yeah, I lived through the 80s, obviously. I wouldn't be here now. There was nothing special about the 80s. Not for me, anyway. It was absolute fucking rubbish. I'm sick of... Oh, 80s music, oh, it's brilliant, wasn't? No, it wasn't. Well, if you're that way inclined. If you don't know much about music, you're bound to think that, aren't you? Exactly. So there you have it. That's what I think of the 80s. See you later, hamheads! Oi, mate!
I'm trying to get some fucking sleep, you bastard!